Hey everybody, I just wanted to say thank you for your wonderful suggestions, and this will be my video on Camelot and the Borgias, two of the historical if in the case of Camelot, fiction series that are out right now, and how I feel about them. One I like, but one I honestly cannot stand.
言えない痛み悲しみで傷ついた君を消せない過去も背負い合ってこう生きることを投げ出さないで
When it comes to the Borgias, it is the spiritual successor to the Tudors, although not time-wise, of course, because... Anyway, starring Jeremy Irons, and it is a really strong show. I feel like every episode is just really well written, well put together. The cast is great, and everyone there really brings a fantastic performance. The girl who plays Lucrezia Borgia, I mean, she's supposed to be playing a 14-year-old, and you know that means she's in her 20s, but she does that role so well. I think her and the girl who plays Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones are just great playing these young actresses. They actually look the age you're supposed to be playing, which is really hard when you're 20 trying to play 14. But Lucrezia Borgia, great character, and the incest chemistry she has with her brother is like, the fan fiction doesn't even need to be written. Like, it's writing itself, literally. And it's just fascinating to see in this time period with the Pope and how corrupt the church was and how openly corrupt it was. It's almost expected. I mean, he's the Pope, Jeremy Irons' character who plays Pope Alexander, Rodrigo Borgia, and he literally just has his son just be a cardinal, and everyone knows it's his son. Everyone's like, Cardinal Borgia. I'm just like, so you all around here know he had an illegitimate son, a mistress, an illegitimate daughter, another illegitimate son, and another illegitimate son, and another new mistress, and it's just like, well, Pope's the Pope. It's so interesting, and it's so fascinating, because you hear about these things, and I know the Borgia family is supposed to be, I think, the inspiration for The Godfather. That's what I heard. It could be wrong, but the show, while it's very strong and well written and well grounded, it's weird because it doesn't have the same sort of drama that the Tudors had, or the same sort of like blatant, you know, sex. I mean, it's a very sexy and very bloody show, but at the same time I feel like there's a little bit missing from it, but it's still better acted overall, because the Tudors had some great acting, but I feel overall, you know, you've got such a great cast. Everything is just well delivered so well. So it's really weird. I feel like something's missing. I feel like some of the supporting characters may be dropping the ball, because while I love Lucrezia and Gregor and Juan, oh, I know why. The chick they brought back, I think her name is Ursula in this, and I'm just telling you, Ursulas in historical dramas have no place, because the last Ursula on the Tudors sucked. This Ursula sucks, and she's played by the same woman who played Bessie Blunt in season 1 of the Tudors, and she's just a bad actress. She's so dry. She's just like unbuttered toast. Not even toast, just bread, the loaf, whatever. But overall, great show. It's only 8 episodes, was it? I think it didn't feel like it was that long of a series. It literally felt like it was over. But it got renewed, so we'll have a season 2. It's really strong. If you like the Tudors, you will definitely like this. I don't know how historically accurate this show is in comparison to what it's based on, but those of you who do know, just let me know. But I think it's good. Camelot. Ugh. You know, I watched Camelot on a whim. You know, I heard about it, I thought, you know, I didn't get to watch Merlin from the beginning, the BBC show, and I really didn't feel like going back and watching the entire series. I'm just like, I'll just wait for it to end and then play catch up, because nothing has ever made me really want to watch it, besides the fact that they have, you know, Latina, or I don't really know how you would categorize her, Guinevere, in BBC's Merlin. But Camelot, you know, it was new, fresh, even though I thought that guy, I don't even know, I think his name is Jamie something. He's such a franchise whore, because he was in Sweeney Todd as Anthony, he was in Twilight as Caius, He was in Harry Potter, and now he's going to be playing Jace in City of Bones, which is a horrible book, and I don't know why it's being made into a movie and a graphic novel, but it is. And he's going to be in that. And every character he's ever played has always annoyed me. I don't really know. He doesn't have any on-screen chemistry or charisma. He's just kind of there. And I think when that's supposed to be your Arthur character, it drags on the entire show as a whole. I mean, the performances we get from, Eva Green, fantastic. Voldemort's little brother, who plays Merlin, which I think is ironic. The supporting cast of, Kay and Gawain are just really well done, really charismatic guys. But Arthur just drags the entire show down to the point where I don't even want to watch it. I honestly stopped watching it after the episode Igraine, because at that point it's kind of like, you know what? It's really interesting, but I have no drive to continue watching this show. And I cannot stand Igraine. I can't stand half the people in Camelot who are the hires. I can't stand Arthur, I can't stand Merlin, I can't stand Igraine. I just find them all to be very obnoxious. I'm more interested in Castle Pendragon with Morgan, and this show has, to this point, still not sold me on why I should want Arthur to be king. I mean, if they're just trying to be on the whole thing, well, he's the mythical king, so that's why. I'm not really going for that. He has not shown me any reason as to why he would be a better ruler than Morgan, because all I really got from that pilot is that, okay, Uther Pendragon, horrible rapist douchebag who got rid of his wife so he could marry a prettier wife, and then kicked his daughter out because she wouldn't bow down, kind of like Catherine Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Mary Tudor up in this bitch. And then Morgan comes back, the father rejects her, smacks her across the lip, she kills him. I'm just like, well, okay. And then Merlin goes and say, oh, now he's the true heir. I'm just like, okay, I get that she killed her father. We don't like patricide. We don't like that. She killed her abusive, negligent, horrible father, and then root for Igraine, who does nothing. And I know they're trying to be like, she's strong, but she's passive. I don't really get that image from her. She just seems to be just kind of there. And I know it's supposed to be like, she's a badass. I'm just like, you're not. I don't like her. She's so Anne Boleyn to me right now. I just can't even deal with that. So and Merlin just keeps giving these little vague things like, it's prophecy. And then they're trying to be like, is he really magical or is he not magical? And it's too much bullshit. They're trying to be so realistic that I'm just kind of like, you guys need to have some dragons right now because you're just kind of killing me. And the whole series is just very weak. You get 3 good actors and a decent supporting cast, but then you got really bad storytelling. The stories are just not good. I mean, they keep trying to tell us how great Arthur is. He's really not, though. Most people I know have been saying that they would rather the actor who plays Kay play Arthur. And what's even worse is that they're mixing up the myths. So, see, Guinevere in this show was engaged to marry Leontes, I think that's how you're saying his name. So there's no Lancelot yet, and he's kind of the champion for Arthur as his knight. And then Arthur, who all he does is seem to sleep with women who he doesn't belong to, because the first girl he sleeps with in the pilot is his brother's girlfriend, so he doesn't have issues with loyalty. Then he sleeps with Guinevere on her wedding day, before she sleeps with her actual husband, and we're supposed to be like, they have this chemistry and they're drawn to each other. I'm just like, why? Because I don't understand. And Leontes is fine, and I'm not trying to be shallow or anything, but I'm just like, you're gonna leave him for him, but, I don't understand if you if Arthur was he's a little dweebier looking, but he has super awesome charisma. No, not so much. I'm looking at both and I'm just kind of like, whatever. Not really feeling it. It's not a strong show. If it gets renewed, I don't really see why it should, because it's not strong, not a good cast overall, and it cannot compete with the other shows on. I think Borgias is better, Game of Thrones is better, all the other historical, Merlin is much better, and I haven't even watched that show, but a little bit I've seen of it, it's a lot better. They're not afraid to take the leaps and boundaries of silliness, whereas this show is trying to be so super duper serious and hardcore, and we're so trying to be fact, and I'm just watching it just like, you guys are so off point in everything that you do that I wish you would be crazy like Merlin, because right now all you're doing is literally boring me to tears, trying to convince me that this gangly little piece of boo-boo can be king, and you still have not proven to me why he should be king, and Morgan should be denied her birthright, and the only thing that she has really in this world. So I'm just kind of like, meh, at this point. But Eva Green, fantastic Morgan. I thought she was brilliant. I thought that the whole her and Merlin angle that they were working on was awesome. Then they completely lost it, and then put Merlin with Grant. I'm just kind of like, ew. And then you know, she's the only person in this show besides Gawain, but I just like him because he's cute. She's the only person besides Gawain that I actually have any emotional investment in, and it's not enough for me to continue watching the show. It's just not. I can't. I mean, Glee, I have a couple people watching it for, so I can still watch it. But with this, if I'm only watching it for one person, and right now she's in the body of someone who I think is annoying, too much. The show, you can skip it. I mean, if you want to check it out, sure, but I just don't think it has anything really going for it that you couldn't find with Game of Thrones, Borgias, or BBC's Merlin. So, and if you really want to watch a good King Arthur thing, Miss Avalon. Done.